Welcome back everyone, Zaf here to yet another Solo Leveling Rise video. Happy to have you. In today's video we have some interesting tools to look at. This tool was created by Cairo from our Discord server with the help of SysGaf, sorry if I got that incorrectly. They are both from our server, so a big shout out to both of you for creating this very awesome tool. I'll be going over this tool, outlining when stat percentages and additive stats can become better when you do try to choose between the two. And also there's a Reddit post I do want to cover as well. But first, let's give a shout out to Ancient RR. They were the first commenter on our last video, so a big congrats to you, and also enjoy your very exclusive Discord role. So let's jump into this tool. It is interactive. You put in your own stat values, and as you see from the disclaimer here, this is only for hunters and does not apply to Sung JINWOO. We will cover JINWOO as well, but we're going to start off with hunters. Did you know that flat stats can actually be much better than percentage stats? So let's go over that. So to use this tool, I do want to start with an example. As you see here in red, we have to first put your gem stat values up here, then unequip all your artifacts and your weapon, and then put your hunter stats down below over here. So let's start with that. We're going to start with our gems, and this tool is available to everyone, so anyone can use it. I'll have the link down below. That way anyone can use their own results and see what will be better for them. So we're going to hop into our game. Here we go, and for this example, I'm going to use Choi, since I have all their artifacts unequipped, and their weapon is unequipped as well. So let's go to stats. Their HP stat is 7533, so let's input that in, 7533. And for their attack value, it is 4092, so let's put that in, 4092. And their defense stat is 3400, super simple, let's put that in, 3400, perfect. So as you see, once you put your stats here, they populate in the spreadsheet over here, and you can see the legend over here. You do put your data in the green fields, and the final results will be these blue fields here. So let's continue. We're going to go for our gem stats next. And if you don't have the gem system yet, don't worry, it unlocks at chapter 15, but I am going to use it just for the sake of this video. You'll unlock it soon. So we can see our attack stat value is 2.25% and 105. Let's input that in as well. So 2.25% and then 105. As you see, our base stat value does drop because the stats we saw here do incorporate the gem stats. So what they're doing is they're taking away the gem stat values, so the percentage and the additive stat, to make our base stats as raw as possible, giving us the correct final numbers. But let's continue. Our HP stat is 2.25% as well, so we're going to put that in. And the flat amount is 27, very low. I haven't equipped too many gems. And for our defense stat, it is 1.5% and 27 as well. So let's hop back into the spreadsheet, and here are the values. So our attack base stat value is 3899, our HP base stat is 7341, and our defense base stat is 3323. This is the raw value for Choi. This means no artifacts, no weapons, and also no gems. The formula here shows that both the gem stat and stat percentage amounts are taken off. So let's continue. In this next field, we can also change these amounts. So here you want to put in the attack percentage stat you want to compare, and also the additive stat you want to compare it to. These are the current maximum values. So if you look right here, the max substat for artifacts is 4.55% for attack, HP, and defense. But when it comes to the additional stat amount, the flat amounts, it is 240 for attack, 480 for HP, and 240 for defense. So for this test, we're just going to stick to those values. You can obviously input the ones you want, but we're trying to make a fair comparison, so we're using the maximums for each. And if you're confused about these values, let me just show you quickly where they come from. I'm going to hop into artifacts, let's jump here, and we're going to pick a random artifact, just to make it as simple as possible. Let's go to this one here. So as you see, the defense percentage is 4.53%, so it is under 4.55% of the cap we're using, and again, additional HP under the 480 cap, same with defense under the 240 cap, So those stats are just reflective of the maximum stats artifacts can get, which are random, 4.02% for attack and 238 for additional attack, the flat amount. None of these values so far have exceeded those max subset amounts, so we're just going to stick with these for the test. Let's hop back into the spreadsheet. So just looking at these amounts, using our raw base stat values, you can see that a bonus of 4.55% attack does give us a final attack value of 4,269, whereas the maximum additional stat flat amount gives us 4,332, which is higher. This final total value just uses all of these in aggregate, so we're getting the total combined amount. What I'm really interested in is these two amounts here, so we can see, using our current base stats, that getting additional attack is actually much better than getting a percentage attack amount, even at the maximums. So it's very interesting to see here how those work out. And just so you understand the final total value, since it is using both these stats, let me just show you. I'm going to put 0 here. As you see, it'll be the same value as the final percentage amount, because once we have the flat value in, it'll combine these two numbers basically for our gem values as well. So I don't really care about this number. These two matter the most, so let me put 240 back in. And for HP, same thing. The flat value is much better than taking the percentage amount. Again, it is higher. And the same thing for defense. And the same was reflected in their tests as well. This is just a screenshot of their own test. So you can see they put in their own gem stat values, their own base stats, as you see here. Theirs being much higher than mine, 7,800, 4,600, compared to my values which are lower. So let's take the results into consideration. If we look at their values here, you can see using the same max stats for attack, HP, and defense, every single time the flat stat amount was actually much better, which does say a lot. Again, this is just for hunters and not for JINWOO. There are some explanations here that we can look at. So gem stats are the stat percentage add and stats given by gems. It would be a bad choice to remove them, so they have been included in the calculation, very good. And gem stats and the computation stats are calculated on top of the base stats, which is exactly what we want. We want the base stat values, and then they add the percentage amounts, so the flat amounts, take the gem values, and then get these final totals here. And lastly, the max substats are the highest possible roll on artifacts and exclude enhancements. So again, this is what we want to get a very pure number. So a very beautifully done spreadsheet by both Kuro and SysGaf. Again, sorry if I got that wrong. I will have this link in the comment section and the description box, so do check it out. Now, let's say our base attack value was something higher. Let's put in, 5,000 for example. It'll take out our gem amounts, and you can see even at 5,000, that's a 25% increase to what it was earlier, going from 4,000 to basically 5,000. Even with the percentage amount, it is still not better than going the flat additional amount. So I guess until you get to the very, very, very late stages of the game, going a flat stat amount will be better. They do pose a much better stat amount, but remember, if you're doing your own testing, you have to unequip all your artifacts or the stat amounts won't be correct. Because let's say I go and I look at someone like Alicia. Let me pop into that screen here. So I'm going to look at Alicia. She has all her artifacts equipped, so her stats are insanely high. If I obviously take her attack amount when she has a full kit of artifacts, it won't be the proper number we're looking for, because the attack value will be inflated by so much, 3 times the base value. So if I were to input that in, let's just show you. I'm going to put in, let's say 15,000 for example. Obviously, the percentage amount will be so much higher than the flat additive amount, because we're taking the complete wrong number. So don't do this. Use the unequipped artifact amount with your weapon unequipped as well. That'll give you a pure number, so you can accurately see whether or not the percentage stat or additive stat will be better. But based on this result, it seems that for a very long time for our hunters, going the base stat amounts is actually much better than the percentage amounts. I guess if you go with the percentage amounts, you're just investing for the very, very long-term future, when the level cap does become increased to, let's say, 80 to 100, that's when these stats would actually be much better. But we are a long ways away, probably several months, until the level cap does get removed. So for now, if you get the flat stat amounts, you're actually doing yourselves a favor. It is much better on your hunters, unless you're at the super late game stage. You are fine essentially going with both these stat amounts, though flat stats are clearly better. My Choi is at A8 currently, or A7, I've yet to upgrade him to A8, and the flat amounts are better. So just some food for thought. It is very good to know how these calculations worked, so hopefully I did explain it. I don't want to do injustice to their invention. So again, a big shout out to Kiro and Sitsgaff for coming up with this. And one more thing I do want to look at. This I saw on the Reddit. It is very interesting, so let me hop into it. So I am going to zoom in. Basically what Business Unit 9926 did is they looked at the calculations between the main stat and main stat percentages, just like we saw earlier. But what they're doing is taking the post artifact amounts. So you can see here they use legendary artifacts at plus 20, and they got certain thresholds to where flat stat amounts will actually be worse compared to percentage amounts. They do have their own table that you can look at, this table right here showing all their calculations, and they said the same thing as our test earlier. To find out what's best, you need to calculate your base stat, attack, HP, and defense, depending on what character you want to check. Their spreadsheet does work for hunters and JINWOO. So you want to take your attack value, your artifact attack value, and also additional attack and attack percentage values again from your gems. And as we go down, you can see they found two specific thresholds. So for attack and defense, once you do your calculations at 7,657, this is when you want to get percentage stats. Same with HP, the threshold is 15320. This is again using legendary artifacts at plus 20. Very interesting. So again, some more inputs here. Basically, as they said it here, Sung can take percentage main stats earlier, but still in the late game than our Hunter since he has two weapons, but Hunters are best on flat main stats before the ultra late game, so more than 16,000 attack for example. So in essence, looking at all these tests the community has done, we can see that for Hunters, you shouldn't be pressed by looking for attack percentage artifacts. You can just go for artifacts with the base stat values. They'll be just as good if not better. So again, a lot to look at. Obviously we don't look at crit here because crit damage just has this base flat amount, so nothing we need to worry about. But again, I know that was a lot of info. I am hoping I explained it well enough for everyone to understand. Again, these tools are very amazing, so shout out to everyone who makes these stat calculations. This does help everyone in their search for a good artifact. Since we know getting a good artifact takes so much time, it is not easy, it's actually way too much work, so I'm happy to see everyone pitching in for us to figure out which artifact subsets to go for. Anyways, that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. This was Zaf signing out.